Hey guys, welcome to the Surplus Funds Business webinar. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this webinar. You guys are in for a treat. I'm not going to keep you long, but we are going to break down some valuable information. So who am I, guys? My name is Eric Richardson. I played professional basketball in Europe, and after college, I became a financial advisor. I started this business that I'm going to break down to you guys in 2018. I am a serial entrepreneur, and I operate a six-figure asset recovery business. Basically, I help people get started in the same business that I love and enjoy. Now, this business, I can honestly say, has changed my life. All right, so this right here is me holding up a check back in my younger days. I've closed multiple deals, guys. I've recovered over $30 million in surplus funds. All right, so here you can see I got a $57,000 check, $20,000 check, $90,000 check, and the name of my company is Prestige Family Assets Group. And the methods that I'm sharing with you guys today, they also work for my students. Like I said, I help people set up their businesses in the industry that we're going to break down today. So you can see here, we got an $8,000 check. Here, this was a very large one, $247,000. This was a little smaller one for $6,983. Right here, we got Ashley. She got a $52,000 check, $229,000. And right here, James said, helping people to receive this type of money is a worthwhile undertaking. And he got a check for over $43,000. And I can go on and on, guys. I've been doing this business since 2018, helping people set up their surplus funds business. So let's talk about what surplus funds is. Surplus funds are the remaining profit after a foreclosure. Okay, so in simple terms, if a property is sold for more than what was owed, that leftover money is called the surplus funds. So the county is going to hold an auction. If you don't pay your taxes or you don't pay your mortgage, that home is going to be foreclosed. And if it sells for more than what was owed, that amount is deemed as surplus funds and it's entitled to the previous owner. All right, so let's give you an example. Let's say you don't pay your taxes on the property and you owed $5,000. Well, at that tax sale, if it sells for $55,000, the $50,000 is going to be the surplus, and that's going to be known to the previous owner. Now, this is also referred to as excess proceeds, tax overbid, excess funds. It all means the same thing. This is just leftover money after the sale. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it down. I like to make things very simple, guys. You owe taxes or you owe a mortgage. Somebody purchases the property for more. That difference is known as the surplus, and that goes to the previous owner. Now, I want to give you guys live examples. So here, this shows that they owed $146,667.50, and it actually sold for $257,100. So this property sold for more than what was owed. I'll give you another example. This property, they owed $96,000. It sold for $201,000. So that leaves a very nice surplus. All right, and not all of them are huge. Some of them are smaller. I just showed you guys 100,000 plus surpluses. This one is only a $20,000 surplus. But basically, we identify the surplus, we help the homeowner, and we get paid for doing so. And this is happening all across the entire nation. So here you can see this is an existing excess funds list. You have here 271,000, 252,000, 316,000, 307,000. It shows here excess funds and it shows the dollar amount. And you guys can access and see, hey, who's entitled to this money? We do our research, we contact them, and we help them. And this is happening everywhere, guys. I can show you lists all day, and I even encourage you to do a simple Google search. Type in surplus funds, type in excess proceeds, type in overbid list, and you're gonna see this is public information. That's why I believe this is the greatest industry. We're helping people get money that they had no idea about. So here we can see we got some good ones, 76,000, 34,000, 63,000. Here we have another list, 193,000, 133,000, 143,000, 79,000, 287,000. Imagine helping them getting that, and you get anywhere between 15 to 30% by helping them out. And guys, if you've seen the success stories on my page, most of my students are saying they spend 3 to 4 hours on these claims. So imagine making thousands of dollars in just 3 to 4 hours of work. Here's another another list, guys, 225,000. Even some smaller ones, if you just want to get your feet wet, you can go after it. And this is all public information. So when we're working with these people, they might say, hey, yeah, I'm entitled money. This sounds too good to be true. Well, I'd love to send you over proof. I can send you over documents directly from the county so you can verify for yourself. Right here, it says surplus retained by the clerk, if any, $419,000. Imagine that, guys. Surplus directly from the county, $21,000. So I've shown you guys that this money is out there, but why don't the clients actually know about this money? Well, that's the catch, guys. The county sends the letter to the last address of record, which is the property that was foreclosed. So imagine this. Somebody gets foreclosed and the county says, hey, you have surplus funds, but they send it to the address that got foreclosed. Is the claimant going to receive that letter? Most likely not, all right? The county has no motive because in some instances, the county actually gets to keep the money if the claimant doesn't file. If the claimant doesn't file within a time frame, the county gets to keep the money and use that for their own budget. It's crazy, but that's why it's our duty to perform the research, locate the individual or the company that's entitled, and help them get that money. So this business is broken down into 6 simple steps. First, we locate the surplus funds. All right, we're going to use court records. We're going to use county websites. We're going to use auction results. We're going to identify the properties that actually have these surplus funds excess proceeds. After we do that, now we're going to figure out who the claimant is. Who is our target? Who's the rightful owner? Are they deceased? Who are the heirs? Is it a company that owns the property? Who's the managing members? After we figure that out, now we need to market them. We're going to call them. We're going to text them. We're going to email them. We're going to send mailers. We're going to door knock. We're going to do anything in our power to get a hold of them and explain to them that they have this money. Then we're going to close the deal. We're going to present to them how we can assist them on a contingent basis. It doesn't cost them anything up front to get this process started. We're going to explain what we can do, how we can help, how we have a team of attorneys, and most importantly, we're going to send them over proof so that they can have confidence in our company. After that, we submit the claim, you guys can use attorneys, and then we get paid. And the beauty is the attorneys work on a contingent basis. So you might say, hey, Eric, I don't know if I have the money to pay for an attorney. You don't have to. That's the beauty of doing this business, is the attorneys work on a contingent basis because we work on a contingent basis. And then after we submit the claim, we get paid. Now, I will warn you guys, surplus funds is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It does take time to get paid. Payout durations are typically between 30 to 90 days, some cases even longer. There's pros and cons to every business. The pros to this business is, hey, we're helping people get money. They don't have to pay for something. The cons is it takes some time to get paid. And you can do this business in all states, all right? You don't have to live in a certain state. You guys can even live out of the country. All you need is Wi-Fi and the will to be successful. So why do most people get stuck in this business? All right, I've trained hundreds of students, guys. You can go to my page, you can check out all the success stories. These are real people, real results, giving their real experiences. I've noticed that there's a handful of people who have success for a reason. People can go through the training, they can take proper notes, they can apply, and they can take action. But the ones who struggle and who are stuck, they have no clear plan. They don't have a strategy that they can follow. They're confused by legal documents. They're intimidated by court records. They don't know what to say to potential clients. They are going to basically be stuck in the mud while everybody else is flying. A lot of people treat surplus funds as their entertainment. So they'll watch my training videos. They'll watch other people's videos. They'll do all the research, but they'll never take action. And that's costing them. They're going to miss out on real deals because they're second guessing themselves while everybody else is actually taking action. So if you have the right systems, you can make this business super simple. I told you guys 6 simple steps to this business, and you can get on your path to closing deals fast. So you can get the plug and play setup where you can launch immediately. So no guessing, no being stuck in the mud. Every step is going to be mapped out for you. You're going to have trained team members. All right. So you're not going to be stuck in learning mode. How can I find these leads? leads. What am I going to say? You're going to get all of that for you. All right. You're going to get pre-built tools like call scripts, templates, emails, so that you can focus on what matters. All right. Which is closing deals. All right. If you want to do the surplus funds business, you should be focusing on closing deals. You shouldn't be focusing on how can I find leads, doing all the paperwork. That's what VAs do, guys. You want to focus on what actually matters. So what's in this surplus funds business setup? It's a business in a box. This includes a full business setup. So you're going to get the front end and back end setup. You're going to get a branded website. You're going to get a branded email. You're going to get marketing material, guys. You need marketing materials to be successful. You're going to get flyers, door hangers. You're going to get SMS templates. You're going to get call scripts. You're going to get a trained virtual assistant, somebody that already knows how to find leads, vet leads, perform due diligence. You're going to get a document processor, somebody that can easily whip up your agreement forms, your limited power of attorneys, send out your intro email and proof. You're going to get consistent lead generation. Every single day, you're going to get leads. You're going to get surplus funds leads sent to you. You're going to have D&C compliance. You're going to have phone numbers for clients, phone numbers for relatives, emails, mailing addresses, information on the property that has a surplus. Most importantly, you're going to get access to the attorney network. All right. So to be successful in this business, you're going to need an attorney that can actually help you. So this is eliminating all the guessing, all the issues that people have in place to be successful. You're getting it done for you. You get 3 months free access to the XS Elite CRM. All right. That is huge right there. Most people take their time on getting a CRM. By the time they get it, they realize, hey, this is valuable, but then they don't understand the tech behind it. So you guys are actually going to have a dedicated success assistant that is going to help you with the CRM, and also your virtual assistant is going to make sure that you be successful in that. So you're going to get 3 months free subscription to the CRM, and then you'll get 30% off after that. So huge savings right there. You're also going to get 1 year free access to my community. Guys, we do 2 live coaching calls every single week. So you're not going to be left alone. You're literally going to have all the support that you need, and your business is already going to be set up for you. It's a plug and play system. With these 2 live calls, we do Q&A on Monday, and then we do a specific lesson on Thursday. So I might show you guys a certain county, a certain state, a certain strategy, or I might even bring guests on the calls, such as attorneys or other veterans in this business. So what is the cost of doing this by yourself? The real cost of doing it alone, you're going to be stuck overthinking and analysis paralysis. I can't tell you guys how many students contact me and say, hey, I know I need to do this, but I don't know. I just can't get over that hump. And it's because they're stuck in analysis paralysis. They don't take that first step because they don't have confidence. They lack confidence. Fear comes from the unknown. If you don't know, you're not going to be confident. And basically, this is going to lead to wasted time. This is going to be months and months and months of learning instead of earning. All right. And that can also cost you money as well. You might be spending money on courses, on tools, on systems that don't work when you can follow a proven method that gets you results a lot faster. All right, so let's just go ahead and compare. With the business in a box, you're going to launch in days. All right, so your business is going to be fully set up within a week. You're going to have a website, a business, a LLC, a EIN, a fully trained staff within days. If you do it by yourself, it's going to take you months to start. You're going to have a trained team. If you do it yourself, you're going to be stuck by yourself, no support or guidance. Attorney access. You know how many students message me and say, hey, I need an attorney. I can't find an attorney. Well, guess what? With this, you have access to an attorney network in the entire nation. All right. You're going to have the confidence to close instead of being second guessing yourself and lacking confidence. And then, of course, this is the proven results. All right. The training, the system, everything that I teach you not only works for myself, but works for many of my students. So this can eliminate trial and error frustration. All right, guys. So this whole setup is exactly what you guys need to be successful. If you guys are getting into the surplus funds industry, you're going to want to make sure that you're going to launch the correct way. So if you guys are interested in joining the surplus funds business, getting everything set up for you in a lucrative blue ocean opportunity, go ahead and book a call. Now, you have to be qualified for this, all right? Because I'm only working with serious individuals that are actually qualified and looking to move forward fast. I'm not looking to work with anybody that's trying to take months and months to start their business. I'm not looking to help somebody that, doesn't have funds to invest in themselves. I'm looking to work with somebody that is serious, all right, that's ready to get the ball rolling and get started in a business immediately. And guys, what you'll notice about me is I over deliver at an extremely affordable rate. So book a call. One of my team members is going to get with you. They're going to understand, hey, what state do you live in? What states do you want to target? Do you want to start this business? And are you ready for success? Because we're going to hit the ground running. We're not going to crawl, then walk, then run, then fly. I'm going to get you guys in a Maybach immediately. You're going to drive to the private jet and you're going to take flight. Okay? Because I know what works. All right, guys? So hopefully you enjoyed this webinar. I enjoyed doing the training. I get hype. I get excited about this because, guys, this is a great industry. We're helping people file for funds that they have no idea about. All right? I'll see you guys on the other side.